podcast. This is the Bearsman podcast. Thanks for listening to the Bearsman podcast.
Sorry about that. We are live.
Okay.
We had some audio issues there.
Sorry to whoever was listening or not listening because we didn't have any bloody audio going.
Yeah. Thank you for calling that out. We appreciated the hooting owl.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Let me
Okay, so we'll just go back right through everything that we were talking about there. So we want to do a podcast on Charlie Kirk and kind of who he was and what he did and kind of how he got to where he was. So first, we're going to start out with a shout out to Kenzie, who just dropped a nice music video. So we're going to play that for you guys. And we'll show you the video. So please like, share, and subscribe to her stuff. And here we go.
Tell me when he wants a big idea. I know he had a big one, I copped a feel. Don't try and act shy when I grab the wheel. Trying to take it out slick like banana peel. Kinda like our rivalry, but I gotta know that you're into me. When we're done, I feel like I'm asthmatic. Legs all shaking if I flash back in. Wipe me down while I clean the kitchen and whip my cream till I break the dishes. He study all night like a mathematician, hitting notes like a riot, got the neighbors listening. Everything okay, go and do love. We can go role play, I'm a tutor. Temp on Mayday, booty on stack that, pipe on, whipping on tape on, catch that. Take your time, baby, I don't mind. Changing time and freak surprise me. He metronome and then he randomized it. You can praise me, I'm a good girl. Hit the arch back, pick a toe curl. Hold on, let me spit the truth. Who loves twerking in their birthday suit? Let's go. Take your time, baby, I don't mind. Rub my lamp and get your wishes. He make it rain, he get wet conditions. Complete assignment, no submission. When he spread my legs to do a long division. Ho! Digging in this mattress, sweat running down my spine. But baby, I don't. No. Baby, I really don't mind. It's a vibe, baby. You wanna grind, baby. Take your time with it, baby. I don't mind. It's a vibe, baby. You wanna grind, baby. Take your time with it, baby. I don't mind.
I mean, we're just trying to chill.
You're right.
We just came to chill and have fun. There go.
deadly. Well, way to go, little sis. You're killing it. That was a good music video.
Yep, the music video was awesome. They did it really well.
The song's good. I love it. It's a good summer song too. Watching that video is very interesting for me just because, my whole family is very good looking and my little sisters are very good looking. And then anytime anyone sees this music video, they're going to look at me and they're going to go, "That's your sister?" I'm like, "Yep." And then they're going to look at me and I already know what they're going to say. I'm like, "Nope, you don't have to say it. I didn't get as many good looks as they did. All right. Totally understand it." But shout out Kenzie. You guys can go find her music on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Give her a follow on Instagram. Tell your friends. Let's make Kenzie the next Taylor Swift.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And when she gets all those millions of dollars, you can get us a new podcast studio and take this podcast to the next level.
That sounds great.
So should we tell them what just happened?
Yeah, so we had some audio issues there. We didn't.
So we went live
save.
for about 30 minutes, and you couldn't hear a damn thing we were saying. And then we looked at the comments. I was like, "Oh, what are the comments saying?" And then the first comment says, "No audio, can't hear you guys." And then we go, "Oh shit!"
Yep.
So we then look at it, I'm like, "Oh yeah, our audio's not putting out anything." So we ended the first live. Now we're live again, take 2, and hopefully the audio is coming in really good this time.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure the Hooting Owl will let us know if it's not, right?
He just texted me, said, "Yeah, it's working now."
Nice.
So
Thanks,
shout
buddy.
out Carter.
You are the man.
You're I think the one fan watching live right now that gave us the proper feedback.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it.
Yep. He's a top fan for sure.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Nice.
We'll have to have you on the episode one day
100%.
or the podcast one day.
Once we get our new setup rolling, we'll have somebody on.
Absolutely.
That'd be sweet.
So let's dive into what we're.
Yeah, we'll dive into who he is a little bit. So Charlie Kirk, he was born in Illinois. He started out his political career early on. He founded Turning Point USA in 2012 at the age of 18. And he got married, I think, in 2021, had a couple kids. Came from a good home. His parents had a normal American household. And then
Tell you what, I wasn't doing anything that good at 21 or 18.
Not at all. Like he was on top of his game. So
I was drinking vodka cranberries and Jaeger bombs and acting like an idiot pretty much all my 20s up until like 26. Then I started to figure life out a little bit. And then this guy built a company, got married, had kids.
Yep. He's trying to change the world.
Okay.
At a very young age.
So, a lot of controversy going over this Charlie Kirk issue. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think because the government doesn't help themselves at all. They hide stuff, they don't withhold things, and it just looks shady right from the beginning.
Yeah.
You had the old guy walking through the crowd who said he did it, and it seemed like a decoy. I mean, I think they think it's still the 1970s or 80s when social media wasn't around and people didn't have phones everywhere recording things, and they think that we're a bunch of idiots, I think.
Well, and the internet too. Like, there's an expert on freaking anything.
Experts on everything, especially in Facebook comments.
Yeah. Like, how many videos I've seen now of people dissecting like what happened. We have videos now saying that there was a shooter off to his right.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard stories that the shooter was behind him, that it was part of security detail. It was his mic that exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like originally when the first time it came out, like the first video, it was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, this. And I didn't want to believe it was a conspiracy. I was like, okay, you know what? This was just a crazy person who got radically motivated and took matters into his own hands.
Yep.
Now, fast forward to like 3 weeks later, and you have all these videos coming out. Like the video we're about to show you has gotten 6.5 million views in, I think, 10 or 12 days.
Yep.
This is a guy who's pretty well known in the gun community, and he's kind of just going over, what this what his basically assassination video is showing and what it's not show. So
Yeah, so we'll play this clip. This guy kind of breaks it down, and yeah, well, you can listen for yourself.
okay, pause it there.
Go.
Let's play the other video.
Yeah, yeah.
So that there alone, there's no autopsy done, which seems super suspect, or sus, as the new kids would say.
So this is the other video.
So the original video that we saw, where it looks like he gets shot in the neck, they're now saying that is an exit wound, not an entry wound.
Yeah, so they're saying that because of the splatter coming from the back, that it was because originally they said that the bullet went in the front and lodged in there in the spine.
Mhm.
So why would there be spatter coming out of the back? Right.
Fair point.
So we'll play a little bit more of this video. So what he does is he also tries to go and debunk it by getting the original video and comparing it,
Yeah,
just to show you that it hasn't been modified whatsoever.
pass me a pouch.
So he talks about this, and then he also shows you his buddy who has experience as a sniper and has also been shot. So he has a lot of credibility when it comes to gunshots because he's experienced it before.
Yeah.
So that kind of segues us into our next video that kind of breaks it down from a different angle.
Yeah.
And this one, shout out to Range Day Bro, by the way, for posting that video. And then this video kind of seems to try to debunk the rear shot angle. So
Okay.
we'll bring this up now. Okay, and here we go.
Was on dripping on the side of Charlie's head. There is no blood there because there was no entry wound here.
That's his
One more
opinion, though.
frame. You can see that it was up in the air. You can see it's still right there, still vertical. And now it's right there. It just flung behind his head and it's kind of going diagonal right there. And keep your eye right there on that spot. You're going to see it disappear on the next frame. See, it moved up and gone already because of the force of the impact. Now, nowhere here is there any type of entry wound. You would have seen an explosive entry wound by now, just like we did from the views from the front, which shows that there was absolutely zero shots hitting Charlie from this side. So anybody that tries to show you a video from
Pause it right there. Okay, so remember, guys, this is why I love what's going on right now. Because everybody is what? Reacting to whatever they have and reacting to whatever they have. Tom, when you see this, what do you think about?
Well, I want to see all the perspectives and all the angles. I don't want to keep seeing, Charlie and the moment of passing there, but I want to know for sure what's up. I want to know for sure what's up. And everybody that is a forensic analyst is saying the same thing. They said that does not look like an entry wound on the front of his neck. That does not look like an entry wound. That looks like an exit wound. You have hunters that have talked about this. You have people that are coroners that have talked about this. And so the question is, okay, how did such a cataclysmic wound happen there? And the bullet, Man of Steel, was lodged in there. Okay, is somebody going to do ballistics? So I'm waiting for conclusive data from a real investigation, other than, hey, his DNA was on this firearm. Okay, but had the firearm been fired? And do we have ballistics on the bullet that you said was found in his neck, just below the skin? I want to see all these angles, and I'm glad.
Okay.
Very interesting take from Tom there.
So, once again, talking about it's like, what do we believe anymore?
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have the government saying one thing, we have these other experts saying another thing, then you have another group of experts saying something completely different. And it's just like, I don't know what to believe anymore with this. And at first I had a pretty set idea. Okay, this was a radically left guy who got motivated, took matters into his own hands, and he did a horrible act. Now looking at all these information coming out, I'm so confused. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, what's the motive behind it? I know people were saying like, oh, it could have been Israel because he was talking bad about Israel. He was kind of changing his, political views on what Trump was doing a little bit. I've heard rumors that it was maybe people of his security detail. We heard about maybe it was the mic exploding.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, there's so much attention drawn to this case that it's just like, are we just being like, look over here while we do something bad over here? Because everyone's talking about this. And it's just like, I'm lost for words at this point.
It's almost as if you look over here, and
Yeah.
you're just paralyzed with information. You don't know what to believe, and you kind of just shut it off. That's kind of what they're trying to do, it seems like.
Well, it's like, now it's like, we don't know what's real and what's fake anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some people saying like, oh, it was AI.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk could still be alive. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, some people just shouldn't have access to the internet with stupid ass comments like that. But I don't know what it is anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. And the problem is that they don't disclose all of the information that they have.
No.
It's still a pending court case, so there's a trial that's still going to be had. So I kind of understand from that perspective. They're not telling you everything, but they should say, here's what we know, here's what we don't know, versus trying to say, oh, I've got all the answers immediately.
Yeah.
And they don't have any.
Well, remember when they found his gun and they posted that picture?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a Mauser from World War II. It was his grandfather's gun. And then the photo they posted, it looked like it was in a composite stock. It had a pretty modern optic on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also said, oh, he took it apart when he jumped off the roof. And then when he got off the roof, he put it back together, then threw it away. And I'm like, if anyone has watched any fucking basic assassin movie, no one takes apart a gun, puts it together, then throws it away. You're better off taking it apart and throwing different parts in different places. That's just me putting my tinfoil hat on here. But at the same time, it's like, then they're like, oh, that wasn't the gun. That was just like what we put out. It's like, well, why the fuck would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're just confusing people.
Yep.
The minute I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is fishy now.
Well, why would you put the scope back on too?
Yeah.
Not to mention the scope was so far forward.
Yeah.
The bang from that firearm would shoot the scope back in your face.
Not just that. The gun that they said shot him is not a gun that you can just, it's not a collapsible gun that quick.
You can't break it down. Even the barrel, you can't break it down.
No, not like that. Well, in my personal opinion, imagine trying to do that just after you shot someone. Your adrenaline's to the roof. You would not be able to do that. I'm pretty sure you would need a gun vise to break that gun down anyways.
Well, even if you did take the time to flip it over, unscrew it, it's going to take you several minutes.
Yeah.
That guy came off the roof pretty quickly. Why would you bring the gun with you? If you're that good, you've got it all planned out. Wipe it down, leave it.
Yeah.
A gun like that, you're not going to carry with you.
Not just that, but the gun was registered. It had a serial number on it. You think if you were going to do something crazy like this, you would at least, mark off the serial number because like, okay, yeah, we know whose gun this is. It's registered to this person. And then, now you have the family saying, we don't think he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the footage of the security camera that shows him, apparently, that was him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was him. Like, in the photos, that doesn't look like him, given it was on a security camera. But at the same time, doesn't look like that.
Well, 15 minutes after the shooting, he was at a Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Why would you go get Dairy Queen? And he was wearing different clothes.
Cool treats, I guess.
I guess. Maybe he had to cool down after that. I'm not too sure. But there's just a lot of inconsistencies with that, with the whole story that they're putting out. And then the backtracking of, oh, this wasn't the gun, it was just a stock photo.
Yeah.
Well, what are you saying?
Well, and then we got Candace Owens coming out now, and she says she has all this information that it wasn't him, and
Yeah.
that he saying that, like, yeah, we know for sure this Tyler guy is not suicidal, which I heard a lot of people are like, you know, what's the over under of this guy, you know, killing himself in custody?
Well, what happened is that there were people in his neighborhood who thought that he looked like the guy that the press released a photo of.
Yeah.
So they said, we're going to call the SWAT team on you if you don't turn yourselves in. So the dad's like, okay, we'll go turn you in, blah, blah, blah. And if you're going to turn yourself in and you did do it, why wouldn't you not confess to the police?
Yeah.
You think that somebody like that would want to be a martyr in its own right? I've got the catch you fascist, all this other stuff written on the bullets, allegedly. Why
No,
wouldn't
not
you
allegedly.
own up to it?
It was written on it, but I don't know, man. There's so much just fuckery with this thing.
There is. It's like the modern day JFK.
Yeah.
CJK is now our modern day JFK.
Yeah.
You know, it just, 10 years from now or 40 years from now, we'll get the Zapruder film of this one.
Yeah. Should we go into the Candace Owens video?
Let me see here. What do we got in the docket? Okay. Well, let's go to the. We'll save her for last. We'll save the best for last.
Okay.
So we've got this one here with Valhalla VFT. This guy, he kind of breaks down the crime scene as it's happening after he gets shot. You've got these gentlemen outside or around him, and they're essentially like trying to save him, but none of them have blood on their hands. There's no blood around them, so it's kind of raises the question of what's going on there.
Yeah.
So let's just
one of the two. From President Nixon's Revenge, Charlie is on the same day Congress voted no. Yep, we just talked about that. I know, it's just pretty fucking weird. Walter, $5. Yeah. We know that is our government by the balls, bribes, Epstein files, pattern recognition. Yep. I mean,
we'll just skip here. So you see these guys here. They're working on him, but no blood.
We'll see in a second.
This guy is essentially smiling too. Like, look at him. He's not even upset. None of them are visibly upset. Look at their foreheads. No strain on their face.
All right. You can see his hands
He's
there.
passing some stuff off here.
No one has blood.
What about the fact that they immediately took the SD cards out of all the cameras?
Well, that's just it too. They took all the footage away. Like there's no blood anywhere on any of these guys. If you've seen everyone who's seen the video, seen the spewing of blood, the waterfall, it would be everywhere over there. You'd think. You know what I mean? But there's nothing here. They're passing stuff off, grabbing the SD cards.
All right, so we've seen everyone's hands, everyone who's supposedly
these guys are getting out of there.
Of this carotid artery
gunshot. I will. I'll pause my mic for a sec. You take over. Got to carry the podcast over for a sec. My little baby is crying, and I need to go to attend to her quickly. So, Quentin, you take over. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, we've got that footage there, and it's kind of shady. I don't know what you guys think about that, but if we even continue on with this a little bit more, they go into more detail.
There's no blood at all on anyone. Alex, 2018 Delta, what is the likelihood when someone is shot in the carotid artery and you go down to treat them that there is no blood on anyone?
Zero. Because the first thing you're going to do is apply pressure, and you're not just going to. I saw in the video, they're like, oh, maybe he's just that guy, his one hand you don't see, he's doing it. Or it's not a one hand thing. You're not just going to kind of reach in there and be like, oh, yeah, I think I got it. Like people would be grabbing towels, taking off shirts, whatever, in order to apply pressure to the neck, and for me, even they lift his arm and his own arm comes by him, and he just shot in the neck and fell forward out of the chair. I would imagine, you can't see it, but probably onto his front where his arms are, and there's no blood.
Nope. And I have a picture.
So watch this right here. So this guy's about to show a picture of where Charlie Kirk was sitting when he got shot. So you'll notice there's a little bit of blood on the table, but other than that, there's nothing at all, which is very strange.
Let's see if I can find it here. And I have a picture of the scene. that exact spot where the chair fell over, where he is on the ground. And again, I'm not claiming this is fake video or anything. I'm saying very bizarre that the people who should be trying to save this man's life obviously did not. Like, it's either nefarious or massive incompetence, because like you said, someone would have had blood on their hands. I'm burying my hands in that artery to try to stop the blood, screaming at the guy next to me, take your shirt off so we can get that, pound that in like there's gauze in there, get pressure on that. And there's
none of that going.
And then you see this, which is the after
this is crazy. Yeah.
And if we look at this,
so look at this. This is where he was shot, and this is the table he was sitting at. There's absolutely no blood there whatsoever.
Guys, there's a tiny little bit of blood
right here.
Tiny little bit of blood on
right
the
here.
table.
Yeah.
Where he was sitting at. Right? We see that there. There's no blood on the grass. There's no blood anywhere.
Nothing.
Like, Alex,
that's insane.
I mean, with gunshot wounds, not
like there's still
even
people
ones
there
on
in this
arterial.
video.
We're talking about an arterial gunshot wound. There's just no blood.
No blood whatsoever. Like,
that's odd, especially from like getting shot in the neck.
Well, we've seen all the blood coming out of his neck.
Yeah.
So it would have been everywhere, all over those guys everywhere. And then that's just when these conspiracies come out. Like, it was fake. It was a hologram. It was AI. It was all this stuff. You know.
Yeah, and like, fuck,
pretty strange.
His poor wife, poor kids too. Like, this is gonna be. I mean, this will be talked about forever. And yeah, sorry guys, I had to dip out there for a second. That's called being a dad 101, especially when your podcast studio is in your basement and your little baby girl is crying. And oh, my wife just texted me. She is watching the baby camera and said, "She looks good now. You're all good."
Nice. Look at that.
Shout out Kelly for being an awesome mom and looking after her. I'm always terrified going in there because when, my wife goes in there, she does the breastfeeding, and though I know it looks like I have tits.
Why don't you have your rubber boob or something?
This is Meet the Fockers. I know it looks like I have tits, but these tits don't have no milk. So I go in there and I feel so bad because anytime I go in there and I pick up my littlest one, the first thing she says is she goes, "Mom." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, baby. It's just your dad."
I thought men could get pregnant.
No,
then they could breastfeed. No,
nope. That's called mental illness, dude.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so anywho, yeah, this
what do you think of that? What are your thoughts on that? Like the guy, we all seen the video. We both have for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think of that scene there?
Well, I've been hunting plenty of times. I've seen like animals getting shot in the neck, and it's like, yeah, there's a large amount of blood. Given, they got the one video I did see is like when he gets shot and he falls down, how quick they picked him up and got him out of there. Playing devil's advocate to kind of this part of the video. Maybe it would just, there should have, in my opinion, there should have been a lot more blood. But at the same time, maybe it was like just the way he fell. I don't know. There's so much, what ifs in this scenario.
Well,
it's like,
yeah.
I don't know what to think. This is fucked.
Well, even if when he fell on his stomach, right?
Yeah.
So you'd think that the blood would have came out underneath on that grass that was shown in the video.
Yeah.
You think there'd be a big pool there. Like, you can't clean that up that quick.
No. Not just that, but like even like the guys grabbing the SD cards. And, why haven't we seen that footage?
Well, they also have a camera up behind him pointing down at the back of his head. Where is that footage?
Yeah. Now, maybe the FBI has that. Maybe they don't. But it's like, it would definitely like put a lot of different rumors to bed if we could see that. But that kind of goes into the whole more conspiracy thing.
Well, you'd think that Kirk, being a huge advocate for Trump, that he would pull out all the stops right away, immediately.
Yeah.
Done. You're subpoenaed. I want everything right now. Give it to Kash Patel or whatever. Even if you trust that guy with the information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, get a hold of that quickly, and let's get it. Let's see it ourselves and say, hey, look, we've got it. There's an ongoing trial. We can't release it, but we know definitively what's going on. Or hey, we don't know exactly what's going on. You know, just be honest about what they do or don't have.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
But it doesn't seem like that's how it's going right now.
No.
So it makes you wonder. It just gives you have more questions than you have answers at that point.
I
And
know.
that's when these people who have the conspiracies just go wild. You know? So what do we have here?
Oh, I think this is the mic one, maybe?
Okay, we'll go into this one here.
Hopefully the mics aren't picking up my baby crying.
I don't think so.
Robinson didn't kill
Okay.
Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's Israeli security detail killed Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk's assassin is caught on tape. Blake Bednar has brought us this video. We'll break it down. Take a look at this. Here it is from the wide angle. Watch Charlie Kirk's right side of his t-shirt. Watch the lavalier lapel mic. Do you see it explode? Let's bring it in just a little bit closer. Watch this. Put it in a freeze frame. That is the explosion from Charlie Kirk's lavalier lapel mic. Want to see it again?
That's kind of
Bring it in
wild.
closer. Remember when we told you that was absolutely an exit wound? Yeah, it is. Check the trajectory of the round that was deployed from that lavalier lapel mic. That went directly from Charlie Kirk's lapel. That went directly from underneath Charlie Kirk's white t-shirt up through his neck and created the exit wound that we told you was an exit wound immediately when we saw that exit wound. First, we had exploding pagers. Now we have exploding mics. Do you remember the vector analysis from John Bray? That proves that all of the activity came from the mic that Charlie Kirk was wearing. Remember the palm gun guy in the brown shirt, that shadowy looking guy with the sunglasses? Yeah, he pushes the detonator. Clear as day.
Gang violence. Great.
Whoa.
Hmm.
That's the
That's
assassin.
crazy.
That's the
I have
guy
not
that
seen this
pushes the
before.
detonator, which perfectly aligns with the explosion that pushes that projectile through Charlie's right side of his neck and out the left side, creating the exit wound. That might just look like the chaos that you would expect after someone was publicly executed in broad daylight in front of 3,000 people. But in no way did that trigger man, that assassin in the brown shirt with the sunglasses, act alone. We have video now from Destiny that shows the handoff of this remote detonator.
Oh, yeah, you do see the guy hand off something in the last video we showed.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get out of there. That's the guy in the brown. Holy.
Hmm.
Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's Israeli security.
That's pretty crazy.
I didn't know his security team was Israeli. Is that true?
I don't know. There's a lot of question marks out there about what really happened. That's pretty compelling, though. I have not seen that, but we did see in the previous video the guys clearly handing something off, and then those two guys take off.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's pretty crazy. Pretty weird stuff. You know, and the more that they hide stuff and don't bring it up, the more people are just going to have questions and other conspiracies going on. So it doesn't really help them.
No. Fuck. That's what I mean. Like, second shooter. He was shot from behind. Now we have an exploding mic. And it's like, there's all these what ifs. And it's just like, I thought it was pretty clear cut. Now it's like, I can tell you.
Well, when I heard about the exploding mic, I did think of what Israel did to, I think, Iran's
With all the
officials, with all the
pagers?
pagers. Like, it could be done. If they can do it with pagers, they can probably do it with a mic.
But
Not
like,
saying that's what happened, but
when he was talking about Israel and all that, like, how hard in the paint was he going? Like, I haven't seen really any hardcore videos. I remember the one he did on the PBD, like the Patrick Bet David podcast, when he said, "I got to be careful on how I say this."
Mm-hmm.
Like, is what he said on there is what got him killed?
I don't know. If I'm playing devil's advocate, he was influential on the next generation. So
Yeah.
he was going to over 850 campuses and changing the minds of a lot of people. If I'm playing devil's advocate, I'm not saying this is what happened, but I could see him being very influential as a political leader on the conservative side, him being very young, and if he gets into office and he's got these minds changed and his foreign policy doesn't align with the current establishment, that he could potentially be a threat in this, devil's advocate scenario, and he could change the minds of a lot of people and turn them against all these other countries that America is putting before itself, because he was a very staunch America First advocate.
Yeah.
So I think that he could have been a very good leader because he wasn't really divisive. He had his core values and morals, and he believed in that.
Well, I can't tell you how many people I've heard say, like, yeah, on the path he was going, like, there's no doubt that he would have been president one day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he would have been damn good president.
Yeah, he was very professional, very well spoken, very balanced, very
Yeah.
common sense oriented.
Whether you agreed or disagreed with what he said. Also, that touching on that point too, like, remember when he first got shot and people would come out and say, I didn't agree with what he said, but I still didn't think he deserved to die. Like, I hated when people said that.
That's like a thing people do these days. They just have to preface everything with the foundation of, I'm not this or that, but here's my opinion.
Yeah.
They can just, be human first and say, okay, yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. Why can't you just say, what happened was terrible?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to throw in whether you agreed or disagreed with him.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to know where you stand on your beliefs and your political views. Why can't you just be a good person, say, what happened was fucking terrible?
Yeah, humanity first. Before all this other theater show that goes on in our lives with social media and the news and everything else.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's a human being, right? He was a human being. It's just
like just what came, or like the whole point of it was, the part that hit me the most was, I was like, this is a guy I knew and watched quite often,
Mhm.
but the part that kind of hit me the most was, fuck, this guy's a dad.
Yeah.
And now these two
little
kids,
girls.
and like all the videos of like his daughter running up to him at work and like watching those, dude, that hit me so hard in the feels.
That's worse than the actual video itself, man.
Yeah, like,
that's just
and then they always add like the sad music to it, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm at work, guys. I can't be tearing up at work right now. And it's just, it's so sad. And yeah, it's like, I don't even know where to stand on it anymore. I thought I had a pretty firm understanding of what happened. Now I'm just like, nope, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't think that people are going to let this go.
No, and you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
Like, I want to know the truth 100%,
Mhm.
but it's like, you got all these misleading videos and these theories, what if, and it's just like, I don't know. What else do we say on it other than like, okay, we have to find out the truth? Like,
Mhm.
but when they come out, like, are you going to believe what they say now?
Probably not.
Because of, all of this other evidence that's come out. But I need legit factual information before I make, 100% like decision on it.
Very well said.
Now, before we move on, what do you your thought on it? Like, what do you think it was?
Honestly, I think I'm in the same boat as you, whereas there's so much information, I can't make a definitive decision on what I think happened. I need more information before I can say for sure, obviously, because nobody knows at this point what exactly happened.
If you were going to take your best guess, what would you say?
Honestly, I'm just going to say this. Definitively, I can say that I don't think that the guy who they have arrested currently was
that Tyler Robson guy.
At least alone. He definitely was not alone. If
No.
he was the guy, I can say that for sure.
I'm on the same boat. I don't think that Tyler guy did it.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
I think he was taken out by either that security team or the second shooter. Now reviewing all the different information, the videos we've watched, I can like, I don't want to say 100%, but like I'm pretty 80% sure that, retard kid didn't do it.
I was driving home from work this week, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking that this is a conspiracy. This is not true by any standard. I was just thinking wild, and I thought to myself, okay, how quickly does the government usually put out $1 million reward for somebody? Okay, so think about this for a second. They put out $1 million reward. This is tinfoil hat, by the way. And immediately, somebody who looks like that guy is like, okay, we're going to set you guys up. We'll put $1 million reward out. And then you turn them in. We don't have enough evidence because we've completely destroyed the crime scene. They put construction over it. And they have a fake gun that it wasn't really the actual gun. They just put a photo up on Twitter. And then we'll give you guys $1 million. He'll get off anyways. You might have to go in hiding for a while until people forget about it, but at least you've got the $1 million. So you're basically paying somebody to be the fall guy while they just kind of cover everything up. I thought that's a wild conspiracy. I'm not saying that's true, but that's kind of what I thought. That would be brilliant in the 1960s when you didn't have social media or people with phones and, all these experts being able to talk on YouTube.
Yeah.
But that would be pretty insane. You're essentially paying off somebody to be a patsy.
Really, well, it doesn't sound too far off from what we're watching.
Yeah, not really. But yeah, it's just there's a lot going on there.
Should we go into what Candace Owens had to say about it?
Yeah. Okay, let's get into what she said here. So she said quite a number of things,
and she's been going pretty hard in the paint into this. And Candace Owens does say quite a bit of like outlandish shit. Like she was going after the president of France's wife, calling her a man and all this. And I don't know if she's just doing that to get, views and clickbait, but I'm curious to know what she has to say on this.
All right. Let's see what she has to say. I haven't watched this video, by the way.
Neither have I.
So this will be new.
Hopefully.
I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very clean statement saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion could happen? It's a yes or a no. Explicitly, I want to hear from Turning Point USA that I'm lying about that. I want you to say, no, it was just, he was feeling a little bit of pressure. No, I want you to literally answer what I have just said. It either happened or it didn't. I'm either making it all up or it happened exactly as I'm saying. And while we're at it, may I ask, what is the name of the Jewish donor who sponsored the Hamptons weekend? Okay. And to Pastor Rob McCoy, were there any LLCs that you or your son were being paid through that sat outside of Turning Point? I'm asking that question genuinely. Yeah, I'm putting the fire here right at the feet of Turning Point because I am disgusted. I am genuinely disgusted. I am looking around and wondering whether Charlie's entire life was the Truman Show. None of you guys are behaving in the way that you should be behaving, okay? There is no way you are letting these lies fly unless, as I am hearing, unless it is true that there was a big payday that was on the line. And if Charlie radically stated that he was done with Israel, if Charlie said he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause because of, and I quote, Jewish donors, the behavior of Jewish donors, if he said that, yes or no, well then, I don't know, maybe some people didn't want to take that risk that he was going to become Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson at Turning Point USA with so much presence across college campuses. Maybe they didn't want to take the chance. You see, I'm just one person, so it's easy to just try to cancel my life and lie on me every second of every day. But Turning Point USA, I think, got a little bit bigger than Charlie, and I'm no longer going to allow this lie in this narrative. So answer the questions, yes or no. And I'm going to, again, challenge you to lie. And if you do lie, I'm going to expose the lies, and I'm going to start dropping videos, actually. So that's where I'm at. Enough of the games, enough with trying to allow Israel to wrangle a narrative that you know is not true. I'm going to challenge.
Isn't that kind of crazy? It kind of speaks into what we were talking about with
Sorry, guys. We're having camera issues again. And we'll be back on in just momentarily. But we still have the audio.
Yeah, we do. We still have the audio.
No bueno?
No, it's good.
Oh, it's good.
But yeah, so it kind of goes back to what we were talking about in regards to him having a ton of influence across 850 campuses in the United States, changing the minds of the youth. So if you wanted to play devil's advocate, and he was doing as she says, you could make an argument that he was going to turn against, maybe not turn against them completely, but say that, you know what, we're not going to be supporting this any longer.
Yeah.
Especially if he took office and he imposed that foreign policy. You know, it's crazy that this small country in the Middle East has that. Like, it's just, they're in the news so much, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? This tiny little country of, I don't know, like 8 million people or something like that in the Middle East. And they're just kind of seem to be entangled in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, I have no idea. I'm not saying that is, but it's kind of
Careful.
strange.
You don't want our mics to explode.
No. I don't own any pagers or any lavalier mics, so.
Yeah, also, who owns a pager in,
they were trying
2025?
They were trying to get away from being able to be hacked, I think.
Oh, okay.
You can't really hack into a pager. I guess you can, but it's not as easy.
Well, you can hack my phone. There's not much on it. Just, pictures of fake watches and, semi-racist videos, I think. A lot of gun videos, too, so pretty easy to find out what I'm on.
Yeah, we're nobodies.
But moving forward, exploding pagers.
Yeah, exploding pagers, then our power goes out.
What a coincidence, hey? The minute we start talking about Israel and exploding devices, our power cuts out. Maybe we're a lot bigger than we think.